My name's Owen Daly. I'm a dairy farmer here in Mulla, County Cavan. We got in touch with Certified Irish Angus. They gave us access to as kind of a superior stock bull. Should bring better calves, better potential for bigger carcass weights at finishing, which obviously all leads to hopefully better profits for us.
Our Elite Breed Improvement Programme kicked off in 2022 and it's been thriving ever since. No dairy farmer wants any stress during the spring, during a very busy period. So it's important that the bull is easy calving and has that short gestation length. That's probably the most important things that we would look at in a bull. We've created a good network of farmers. Hopefully we can build on that into the future.
Genetics is everything. When we be going looking for a bull, the first thing we look at is the pedigree, then we go look at the bull, and then we look at its figures. If the genetics aren't right, we wouldn't even bother looking at the bull. And I think it's up to every farmer to select the right genetics for their herd.
The herds are getting bigger across the country. It's not a case of if you milk a lot of cows, you're making a lot of money. You know, there's a lot more goes into it now, fertility and genetics more than ever.
Genetics are extremely important. It's definitely more economically sustainable for the farmer. The early finish is ideal for most farmers. They want a quiet, docile animal that doesn't give them any trouble.
We're using Angus bull. They're nice cattle to work with. They're nice docile stock, but more than anything, I suppose, not too hard calved. Very rarely have any difficulty calving. That transition from dry cow to lactating cow is so important in our business. So
the Advantage Beef Programme is a sustainability scheme that we launched in January of 2022. The aim of the scheme is to reduce our carbon footprint through the use of better genetics and reducing our age of slaughter. The work with the Breed Improvement Programme in here with Certified Irish Angus can support him with that in his stock bull choices, but also then from ourselves as a processor and the Advantage Programme that we can provide that help and support throughout the year and throughout the finishing period for Owen.
I suppose we thought there was an opportunity there. Well, coming from a full dairy system here with no prior experience in the beef side of things, Oisin was great help to us, gave us a bit of guidance on what ration to be feeding, how much of it to be feeding. Also taught us a bit about, I suppose, degrading the stock and fat scores, which that would be foreign language to all of us. And then on top of that, introduced us to the Advantage scheme, which obviously suited the system. We were targeting to finish them around 2 years old anyway, so having them finished at 22 to 24 months and getting the bonus along with the Advantage scheme, I mean, suited everyone.
We can provide our farmers with advice and support around genetics, animal nutrition, soil health, grassland management, and as part of that we can offer soil sampling services, silage testing and also slurry testing as well, that farmers can use that information to the best of their ability to ensure that they're using the best practices on their farm. The industry has its targets to meet by 2030 to reduce our carbon footprint. Through our Advantage Programme, we have an average 4 months younger age of slaughter than the national average, which is returning a 13% lower carbon emissions.
We would always say that if you lose the characteristics, you lose everything. We would always, when we're looking at Angus cattle, we always want to see Angus that resemble what the old Angus was. If you lose them true characteristics, you lose them things like easy fleshing, easy maintenance. We've always said we concentrate on the dairy heifer market because it's easy calving, short gestation, the calves are lively, they get up and suck, it's easy on the farmer, the pole is another big part of it, there's no dehorning, you have less vet bills, they're earlier to finish and they're easy maintained. If you lose those characteristics, you lose everything that Angus was meant to be, and that's what the dairy farmer wants. We do have indexes now, they're a help, but they are only a guide. And it's important that you know the genetics that you're using and you can become familiar with them.
It's also very important for the dairy farmer to maintain a relationship with the beef farmer that they're selling their calves to, and if they know they're getting a high genetic potential calf that's going to leave a good return for them, they're going to want to come back every year and maintain that relationship.
It's important to have a market at home, and lucky enough in the last number of years Angus has become so popular within the dairy herd that there is a massive market there at home, and this year especially has been absolutely brilliant for selling Angus bulls. And that's into the dairy herd, and again it goes back to what they're looking for is the easy calving, short gestation, them characteristics, you know.
I'm a big fan of it. I think it works really well. The whole system's integrated, it all works together. Delighted with it so far.
Look, we have lots of work still to do. We want to keep improving and we want to get that information out and across to as many farmers as we can, and we're delighted to be working with farmers like Owen.
At the end of the day, genetics will be there long after we're all gone and figures are all gone. So they are the most important tool we have, and they always will be for us anyway.
The key driver of more profit is more output per hectare, and obviously that will include your carcass output per hectare. So if the dairy farmer can achieve his best possible carcass output through his breeding programme, well obviously then it can add value to him and his farm.
I like to think that It's a positive outlook for agriculture going forward. I'm banking on it anyway myself. So.